Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Adam Cellini. Topping our news tonight, Sarasota's biggest event of the summer is here. Powerboat racers from all over the world coming to the city for the 33rd annual Powerboat Grand Prix Festival. Today, some of those races began. ABC7's Jess Dowdrick joins us live from the Van Wezel with more on those races kicking off today. Jess?
Good evening, Adam. The boat races have ended for the day, and as you can see, the crowds have died down, but there's still plenty of racing to be had tomorrow. Now, between today and Sunday, this event, the Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix, is estimated to bring 10,000 people to the Suncoast to watch these races. There are more than 30 teams that are participating from all over the world, like New Zealand, Italy, and England. But one team is from right here on the Suncoast. Sarasota native Steve Kildall has raced in this Grand Prix every year since it started 33 years ago. Kildall has 2 world championships, 3 national championships, and 3 Florida championships under his belt. But 11 years ago, racing became even more special for Kildall. His son Steven became his teammate at the age of 16. Together, the pair has seen a lot of success in their hometown. The Kildalls have taken the checkered flag the last 2 years, and tomorrow they have their sights set on a three-peat.
Standing on the dock watching him go racing kind of gave me that bug that, I want to go out there racing with him too. And it's just cool because he's my dad, and it's a great combination inside the cockpit because teamwork is such a big thing in racing because it takes 2 people to run these boats compared to some of the other motorsports.
There's nothing better than racing with your son. It's totally a family deal. My wife and daughter, they help out too.
Racing has wrapped up for the day, but there's still another full day to come tomorrow. That's when you can see that father and son duo hit the water. And if you're someone who doesn't want to fight the traffic and look for a parking spot, I've got good news for you. All of the races are streamed live. I have that link on our website, mysuncoast.com, for you to check out. Now, coming up tonight at 11 o'clock, I'll introduce you to the charity that all of the money raised from these races is going to. Live in Sarasota, Jess Dowdrick, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you very much, Jess. And if you do have the opportunity, try to see those races in person. They are very exciting. Well, between races, fans got an up-close and personal look at some of the boats and teams competing in the Grand Prix. Viewers taking a pause from the competition to kick back at Centennial Park and the Van Wezel parking lot, where there was live music by the Jimmy Buffett tribute band, the Caribbean Chillers, also food, vendors, and some games.
The crowd is absolutely wonderful. The turnout is beautiful. The weather is gorgeous.
Great.
And everybody is happy. So that's what we want to see.
It's a lot of fun. There's just a lot going on. It's fun to watch the boats up close because you don't get to see them that close usually. So yeah, it's really neat.
And if you missed out on that fun today, the Fan Fest will resume tomorrow at 10 a.m. and it will continue until 6. Sarasota County's permit program for operators of non-motorized water vessels has expanded to Turtle Beach. Commercial operators who desire to launch their rental and tour customers from the beach will now be able to purchase a permit. As of now, any commercial vessel launching from those permitted locations must wear a metal tag which can be moved from vessel to vessel. Medallions for Turtle Beach will cost $250. And no matter what boat you're in this weekend, I'm sure you're hoping for as little rain as possible. Let's head over to Wendy Ross for a check on that weather. Wendy, where I was, it was actually kind of nice.
It was beautiful today. In fact, a lot of places seeing an awful lot of sunshine today, and as a result, our temperatures really soared. Right now, it's still in the upper 80s, 87 degrees for us. Dew point humidity levels are high. Winds are coming in right off the Gulf of Mexico, and they are pushing some of those showers well east, and that's what's been going on. We're starting to see a few more now at the coastline, but earlier today we saw showers just about everywhere, but they were widely scattered. Now we're seeing some lighter rains right here beginning to affect the coastline with some heavier showers well east of I-75, primarily affecting Sarasota and Manatee County, and then even farther to the east we're seeing the same sort of thing. And we're also getting some hail associated with some of those rain showers. So they're fairly strong, and we're going to be seeing rain all the way until 9 o'clock tonight, and then we're going to start to see some drying out during the overnight time period. We'll let you know what's going on in the Atlantic as well. You need a big boat to get there, but we'll show you what's happening there, and of course the rest of our weekend forecast is coming right up in just a minute. Adam.
Thank you, Wendy. 8 men have been arrested for solicitation of prostitution after an operation was conducted by the Manatee County Sheriff's Office on Friday. A tactical unit had an undercover detective pose as a street prostitute on North Tamiami Trail at 14th Street West in Bradenton. During the course of that operation, these 8 men were arrested and transported to jail without incident. It includes Robert McCall, Fabian Marin Santos, Felix Montenegro, Eddie Horn, Alejandro Gonzalez, Carlos Melendez, John Clark, and Pedro Martinez. No one was injured in this operation. All weekend long, the Manatee County Sheriff's Office will have increased patrols in an effort to combat accidents due to driving under the influence. During an overnight operation, 2 people were arrested for DUI. 1 summons was issued for driving on a suspended license. 95 people were ticketed for various traffic violations, and 5 people were let off with a warning. Be advised that these increased patrols will continue throughout the holiday weekend. And if you're heading out on the water, Florida Fish and Wildlife will also have extra officers patrolling to keep boaters safe and be on the lookout for anyone boating under the influence of drugs or alcohol. Police are investigating a shooting inside of a nightclub in Little Rock, Arkansas. 28 people ranging in age from 16 to 35 years old were injured in that shooting. 2 of them are listed in critical condition. ABC's Adrian Bankert has more on this investigation into what occurred that sparked this incident.
Gunfire inside the Power Ultra Lounge shortly after 2 a.m. More than 24 shots fired in 11 seconds. Chaos.
Just heard some gunshots go off, hit the ground, try to take off running, and by the time you try to take off running, some more gunshots came.
A club goer capturing the gunshots and screams as people scramble to get out of the line of fire.
28 individuals in total were injured, 25 result of gunshot wounds, 3 as a result of attempting to flee the venue.
And by the grace of God, all of the victims are expected to survive.
The downtown Little Rock nightclub packed for a performance by a Memphis rapper, Finesse 2 Times. The club's Facebook page shows a poster for the event showing a man pointing a gun at the camera. Police believe the shooting was the result of a dispute among clubgoers.
It appears that there was a disagreement amongst a small subset of individuals at a concert that turned violent because of the presence of rivalries and weapons.
Police believe there may be multiple shooters. They're interviewing witnesses, including an off-duty policeman working at the club. The shootings happened after a week of drive-by shootings in Little Rock.
This does appear to be a continuation of disputes from some of our local groups that has resulted in drive-by shootings.
Adrian Bankert, ABC News, New York.
The ride-sharing apps Uber and Lyft are now available for passengers in Venice. The car services have been allowed in the city for some time, but the process of being approved by the city was so complicated, not many people wanted to operate for either of those ride-sharing services. Now, thanks to a new state law, ride-sharing companies only have to follow state regulations. And that law isn't the only one going into effect. There are 121 new laws now in place in Florida. Today marks the start of the state's new fiscal year, and nearly half of the bills the legislature passed this year will now become law. That includes statewide regulations like the one we just mentioned for ride-sharing services like Uber and Lyft, pay raises for state employees, protections for religious expressions in public schools, a mandatory recess requirement for elementary school students, stricter notification requirements for pollution spills, and state-issued certificates for women who have miscarriages. Well, still to come here on ABC 7, investigators learning more about a doctor who opened fire at a New York hospital, killing 1 and wounding several more. And the excitement of Sarasota's Grand Prix continues with the crowning of Miss Powerboat.
Attention Medicare beneficiaries. Many people with Medicare may be able to get extra benefits and don't even know they're available. You may be able to get dental, vision, hearing, and prescription drug coverage included in your plan. The Medicare Coverage Helpline is accepting calls to see if you're eligible to enroll now. You may be able to get extra benefits including dental, vision, and prescription drug coverage.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Buchwald. Making sure you go to the doctor and taking all your medications as prescribed can help protect your health. To make it easier, you may now be able to enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan that includes coverage for dental, vision, and prescription drugs. Help protect your health by choosing the right plan for you and get all the benefits you deserve.
Call to see if you may be able to get extra benefits including dental, vision, and prescription coverage. Don't delay. Call to see if you're eligible to enroll and may be able to get extra benefits now. Call 800-711-7200. That's 800-711-7200.
Mom? Grandma, it's us. Mom, are you here?
When home alone, an emergency can become a tragedy. However, with any of Life Alert's 3 emergency systems, help can be summoned immediately. Whether at home,
help, I've fallen and I can't get up.
in the bathroom,
I've fallen in the shower.
and on the go.
Help, I've fallen in the park and I can't get up.
Don't worry, help is on the way.
Life Alert saves a life every 10 minutes.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-863-0113. That's 1-800-863-0113. Call now, 1-800-863-0113. For a free brochure, call 1-800-863-0113.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
I'm Alan Cohn. The final jam at the 5 o'clock club. The iconic venue is changing owners, leaving some to ask what will happen to live music in Sarasota.
Monday on ABC 7 News at 7. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. A shooting spree inside a hospital in the Bronx section of New York has left the gunman, a doctor, and former hospital employee and victim dead. ABC's Stephanie Ramos reports from New York with more on the condition of those injured.
Multiple people shot at this location. Purpose armed with a rifle. Multiple victims shot.
Chaos and fear at a hospital in New York. Police say 45-year-old Henry Bello, who used to work at the medical facility, walked in armed with an assault rifle, hiding it underneath a lab coat.
Away from the cars on this side.
Police say Bello was on the hunt for a specific doctor. In the end, fatally shooting a different doctor and injuring 6 others.
We had 3 very critical situations yesterday that we've downgraded now to stable, which is a good sign.
The shooting spree exploding in the middle of the afternoon. Patients, medical staff, visitors running for their lives. Bello going from one floor to another, police say, searching for his targets. According to police, after Bello was forced to resign from the hospital for sexual harassment allegations 2 years ago, he told co-workers he'd be back.
I heard the pop, ran back into my friend's room. We all took cover. I started barricading the door.
And just 2 hours before the deadly rampage, Bello ranted in an email to the New York Daily News, blaming a former colleague's complaints for why he lost his job. Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, New York.
Workers in Plainfield, Illinois are working to clean up a pretty big mess after a freight train carrying thousands of gallons of crude oil derailed on Friday evening. Several cars from that train derailing in accordion fashion. 25 cars were carrying oil, and at least 3 of them have already leaked an estimated 40,000 gallons of the product. The Fire Protection District made efforts to minimize chances of an explosion, and crews have kept that oil from reaching a nearby river, so no one is believed to be in danger, though those living nearby may be able to smell the petroleum product. The Miss Powerboat swimsuit contest was also held as part of the Sarasota Offshore Superboat Grand Prix Racing Festival. The contest was open to the general public with 5 top prizes. The grand prize, $1,000. But it wasn't just about the money or view for some contestants. For some, it was about what today's events are truly about, raising money for a good cause.
It's a big charity. It brings a lot of people in, and it's amazing and be able to help out with this cause. And if I win, I work with drug addicts and girls and trying to get themselves back on their feet. So I'm going to donate half my money to all the stuff that I do to provide for them. Where are you from?
And with how warm that weather is getting, I think bathing suit contests are just going to be happening all over the place. We're all going to be in a bathing suit here soon.
I tell you what, if you have a bathing suit, use it, because I'll tell you, these temperatures are so awful.
This is a public service announcement.
Oh
from
my
ABC7.
gosh, amen.
Use
I know.
Use that bathing
your
suit.
bathing suit, because you need that bathing suit. Can you imagine how, I mean, it was 91 degrees.
Yeah,
we saw temperatures in the 90s today. And so this is what it was actually. These are the high temperatures around the state, and no one was spared. I mean, everyone's seeing those hot temperatures around, and you can see across our region, our temperatures were hot no matter where you were. If you were at the coastline, we saw temperatures in the 90s. If you went east, we saw temperatures a little warmer than that. So you could not get a break no matter where you were going. Everyone reporting temperature reading of 90 to 93 degrees. That was our range today. But here's what's worse. This is what it felt like. Temperatures feeling as though it's 102 in Tallahassee, 100 degrees up in the Jacksonville area, and even in Sarasota. It felt, even though officially we saw temperatures that were at that 90-degree mark, 93 was what it felt like today with that heat index in play. But we saw a high, an official high of 91. That's what's going to go down, 76 degrees. It wasn't a record. Certainly that happened in 1998 with 96 degrees reported there. 76 was the overnight low. And so we're seeing temperatures that are a little bit warmer than they normally are for this time of the year. 88 degrees is typically our daytime high. Right now it's 87, and we're looking at a time of about 6:30, quarter of 7 right now. Winds are coming in out of the west right off the Gulf of Mexico at 8 miles per hour. And we are seeing a few more clouds around and also some more rain developing. You'll notice most of the track is towards the east, towards the west, to the coastline. And so what we're looking at are some isolated heavy showers taking place across the region. And they're very widely scattered for most part of the day. We saw most of the rain east, and now we're starting to see some of that spilling on over towards the coastline. But we are getting pockets of some heavier rain showers down to the south around Fort Myers. We're getting the rain, and also now starting to see those showers developing along the coastline in Sarasota and Manatee County. And right now Charlotte County is quiet for the most part, you can see, but we are looking at some cloud cover moving on in. So rain will be certainly a feature for us at least until 9 o'clock tonight. High pressure is now in play, and so that high pressure system is starting to move farther away from the state of Florida. The winds are circulating around it. That's why we're seeing that clockwise circulation around that high, helping to bring in the showers from the east to the west. And it is going to be hot and hazy and humid over the next 24-hour period. So tomorrow's temperatures will be very much similar to what we experienced today. And you'll notice that during the overnight time period, we're just going to be looking at mostly cloudy skies. So the rain's going to come to an end, and then we'll start to see showers developing again. But we're not going to get them until later in the day. They're going to start up towards the north, and then we're going to start to see more of those showers coming on through once again from the central part of the state, moving on over to the west coast. And just very quickly, we'll take a quick look at the tropics. You have to go way on out into the Atlantic, but off the Cape Verde Islands, which is this chain of islands right here, we are looking at this area right here. It's an area of disturbed weather, and it is moving towards the west, and we're just going to keep this on our radar for now. 48 hours, there's a 10% chance of development. In 5 days, there's a 40% chance. So we'll just keep you posted as to what's going on there. Here's our 7-day forecast. Hot, 50% chance of rain. Adam.
Now, sports.
The Rays are 2 games above 500 thanks to unexpected performances from former role players like Tim Beckham, but 2 free agency gambles by Tampa Bay look like they could be paying out big in the near future. Catcher Wilson Ramos hits his first homer in a Rays uniform last night, just his 2nd hit in 5 games since starting the season on injured reserve, and shortstop Adeiny Echeverria, acquired from Miami the same day as Ramos's debut, was 4 for 4 with the game-tying RBI in last night's extra innings win against Baltimore. Echeverria is 8 for 14 through his first 5 games with Tampa Bay. Their game against Baltimore delayed a little while, but now the Rays are up 5-1 in the bottom of the 4th. Tonight, Filipino boxing legend Manny Pacquiao will be returning to the ring to defend his WBO welterweight title against a former school teacher, Jeff Horn. The fight will happen in Horn's home country of Australia in front of an expected crowd of nearly 60,000 people. 38-year-old Pacquiao is seeking his 60th professional win, and Horn is unbeaten in 17 fights since turning pro in 2013. Coverage starts at 9 on ESPN, but the main event isn't expected to start until around 11:30. Well, cyclists had to fight a bit of weather during the stage 1 of the Tour de France in Dusseldorf, Germany. The slippery conditions making it a vicious day for riders like George Bennett, who you see sliding down there. He would end up continuing, but here was the bad one. Alejandro Valverde, a podium finisher in 2015, would not get up from his crash. He would have to be taken away in an ambulance. There is your stage 1 winner, Great Britain's Geraint Thomas, claiming the yellow jersey today. It is the first Grand Tour stage victory of his career. Professional wrestling often uses current events or tensions to set up its own character storylines, and the newest villain in Kentucky's Appalachian Mountain Wrestling organization is an interesting sign of the times. Dan Richard goes by the ring name, the Progressive Liberal, wearing shirts covered in Hillary Clinton's face or tank tops that say "Not my president" before promising to re-educate crowds on things like clean energy and job creation. Longtime WWE promoter and local resident Bob Collins says he was surprised to see such a different character.
I don't know that I would have thought that this is going to happen, but it sure makes sense to have somebody who can arouse the emotions of the fans by playing on the current political rivalries.
And Richards is a villain, and the Appalachian Mountain Wrestling organization is based in Hazard, Kentucky. More to come here on ABC7. Stay with us.
What if this is all you need from your wireless provider, but what you're actually paying for is this, or even an unlimited plan? At Consumer Cellular, you don't need an unlimited budget, because when you switch to us, you'll only pay for what you need. Our average customer gets all the talk, text, and data they need for less than $25 a month. Many pay even less, as plans start as low as $10 a month. You'll love our reliable nationwide coverage and enjoy exceptional customer support. J.D. Power ranked us highest in customer service 2 times in a row. Plus, we've been an approved AARP provider since 2008 because of the superior support and outstanding value our service provides to members, including exclusive discounts. You can even keep your number and your phone, or get a great new one from us. Switching couldn't be easier. There are no contracts, and it's all backed by a 30-day risk-free guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Switch to Consumer Cellular and start saving. Call 1-800-363-1903. Go to consumercellular.com or visit a Target store today.
This is important news for people who had a hip replacement and then had to have additional surgery as the result of a faulty hip implant, or were diagnosed with high levels of metal in the blood. Faulty hip implants are linked to swelling, severe pain, difficulty walking, and often require additional surgery to replace or revise the hip implant. It can also cause dangerously high levels of metal in the blood, known as metallosis. If you or your loved one had a hip replacement and then had to have additional surgery as the result of hip implant failure, or were diagnosed with high levels of metal in your blood, called metallosis, you may have a right to a cash award and medical expenses. If you have been diagnosed with high levels of metal in your blood or have required more surgery because of hip implant failure, call the law offices of Davis & Crump at the number below right now to find out if you are eligible for a cash award and medical expenses. Call the law offices of Davis & Crump right now. Our first consultation is free, and we don't get paid unless you get paid. Call now. Operators are standing by.
These scenes at a hospital in Central Africa may look like an emergency, but it saved the children. We see this throughout the world every single day. Among the new arrivals is Kayembe. So malnourished he can no longer stand, Kayembe is almost 2 years old, but his weight is less than half that of a healthy child his age. Kayembe needs food, and he needs medicine urgently. By calling the number on your screen now and giving just $10 a month, you can help us deliver life-saving medicine, medical care, clean water, and nutritious food. Call now, and you'll receive this special Save the Children tote bag as a thank you for your support. Please don't put this off. For a child as critically ill as Kayembe, tomorrow will be too late.
S'il n'y a pas assez de nourriture à donner aux enfants, les enfants vont mourir.
Call Save the Children now and help us save a child's life.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle.
Singer Adele has canceled her final 2 shows at London's Wembley Stadium, telling her fans on social media that her vocal cords were damaged. The Grammy Award winner says she is devastated but was advised by doctors not to perform. Her announcement comes at the end of a 15-month tour through Europe, the United States, Australia, and New Zealand. The pop superstar said that touring never suited her well and had hinted that her current tour for the album 25 would be her last. Adele apologized to her fans who had tickets and made plans to see her and said refunds will be available if the shows can't be rescheduled. It looks like Beyonce and Jay-Z's twin names may have been revealed. TMZ says it's likely the couple named their newborns Sir Carter and Rumi Carter based on a trademark filing by the couple for the unique names earlier this week. That filing requested trademarks for items like baby teething rings, strollers, cosmetics, and novelty items. Beyonce's father, Matthew Knowles, shared news of the twins' birth last week. However, no official confirmation has been made yet from the couple themselves. So, mystery.
We were talking about our favorite names.
Call to see if you qualify to enroll in a Medicare Advantage plan right now. At Humana, we believe great things are ahead of you when you start with healthy. And part of staying healthy means choosing the right Medicare plan. Humana can help. With Original Medicare, you're covered for hospital stays and doctor office visits when you're sick, but keep in mind you'll have to pay a deductible for each. A Medicare supplement plan can cover your deductibles and co-insurance, but you may pay higher premiums than you do with other plans. And prescription drug coverage isn't included. But with an all-in-one Humana Medicare Advantage plan, you could get all that coverage plus Part D prescription drug benefits, all for an affordable monthly plan premium, and in some areas, no plan premium. It's all described in this free book and DVD. Call for yours and discover how an all-in-one Medicare Advantage plan from Humana could save you money. Call 1-800-558-8779